Bum, 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 bum. All right. You ready? I was a late one. Now I'm ready. Just getting ready, guys, on TikTok and live streaming. We're streaming live on all platforms. Thanks for joining in. You could always have restream on your phone. All right, all right. You know what we're missing? The clock. Worth getting up. Old man. I wish I could see any chats, but I can't. I can only see like I wish I could see if there's any TikTok chats, but I can't. I think we have one viewer, but I can't tell.
All right, Kobe. You know the drill. Go to sleep for an hour.
All right. Let's get to it. I'm waiting for you.
Shut up. Check, check. 1, 2. Check, check.
Testing. Wait, talk?
Testing, testing, testing. Check, check. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, you're super quiet. Here,
Check, check.
talk.
Check, check. Testing, testing. Check, check. What are you at? What are you talking?
I'm over here. I mean, I'm cranking your max now.
Check, check. Testing, testing.
Here.
Worst case scenario, you need to bring yours down and we can pull everything up.
No, I can't move that one. I'll just move it this way. Talk now.
Check, check. Testing, testing.
Talk now.
Check, check. 1, 2. Testing, testing.
It's that mic's not that good.
This mic is different than yours.
Oh yeah. Talking that.
Check, check. Testing. Check, check. But that might be good. You talk.
Talk.
No.
Talk. Yeah, I'm super loud. But it's okay. I'll just talk really far away from it.
Alright, so go ahead and talk.
What's up, guys?
You still do.
I mean, I can't.
That's crazy. So you can't affect my mic and not affect yours, really?
I mean, I'm cranking yours. Yours is all the way up.
And yours is down more?
Yeah, I can't change this one because that affects that. So
Okay, check, check. Check, check. 1, 2. Okay, you talk.
check. 1, 2.
Yeah, so just stay further away and. Alright, so talk right there. I'm trying to.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, so literally don't get closer than that.
I won't.
And I'll try to stay up in the mic the whole time, apparently. Can you do it?
Yep. All right, let's get to it.
Yeah.
3,
Yeah, 2.
2, 1. Welcome to episode 11 of the Laced Up Show. This is a show all about sneakers and sneaker news. I'm your host, Chase, with my co-host today, Landon, as always. And we have another jam-packed episode for you in the sneaker world. But starting off, we're going to go with Nike and Hello Kitty are getting a collab, and that's in the works. So Nike and Hello Kitty are reportedly teaming up again for another collab. So if you don't know, this first collab between them was way back in 2004. And Nike and Hello Kitty plan to release about 500 pairs in each different type of Presto colorway, but it kind of fell through with the whole Japanese character, and only 12 pairs were ever made. So now these Prestos back in 2004 are going for around $3,000. So Landon, what are your thoughts on Hello Kitty and also the Presto model?
Separate thoughts on Hello Kitty first.
For sure.
Pretty cool. I don't know about how well it's gonna do, and depending on how many pairs they make too. Like, is this supposed to be a hype sneaker release, or is it just gonna be
I'm not
like
sure.
a shoe, or like just kind of any of those shoes along
Right.
those lines?
Would you rate this? What would you rate this kind of collab 1 to 10?
I don't know, man. It's okay. It's on a Presto model, so I mean, even Prestos don't really get that much, hype in general. I mean, you have the Prestos, and even those didn't really sell out. The Presto model is weird in and of itself, though, because it's like the sizing is like small, medium, large. They size these shoes like t-shirts.
Oh,
Where
right,
Presto does
right, right.
small to- it's just how they size these models, but it's pretty interesting. I don't think it's going to be anything too special now that I'm assuming they're releasing these again for actual people to be able to get. 12 pairs is just unrealistic.
Right.
You're not gonna get that
No,
well.
no.
So I mean, I would imagine that's what it is. So I mean, it's a cool idea. I don't think that it's going to be anything too special. If I had to rate it, I guess I said, I mean, 5 out of 10, just because it's not bad, it's not good. It's just like right there in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds about right, but it's an okay collab. But moving on, what do we got next, Lando?
So yeah, certified. To celebrate Drake's upcoming Certified Lover Boy album, Nike designed a commemorative Air Force One to go along with the LP's debut. According to reports, this release has now been canceled. Both Sneaker History and SockJig are claiming that the hearts on the outsole were just too hard to mass produce, which is what led to this release being called off. So, honestly, this is kind of sad because it's a pretty cool design. I think it's a really nice model. They were just putting a bunch of little hearts into the outsole, and it just got too hard to mass produce. That's the rumor. But I mean, what do you think about this release and this news now?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like Nike is struggling with their quality issues and as well just getting times in and shipping delays and stuff because I mean his album came out months ago. So at this point, is it even worth it? So I understand where Nike's coming from with this. It sucks, but yeah, I don't know. It's just I wish it was here, but then also it was a pretty basic colorway, so it's not like something we're missing out on. It's not like an off-white Louis Vuitton, like that release got canceled or anything like that. I mean, it's just an Air Force, so
So like
right.
someone was tweeting, I'm trying to remember who it was, but someone was saying like there's rumors that this release has been canceled and it hasn't.
Mm.
So some people are saying that it hasn't been canceled. Some people are saying that it has been canceled. It's maybe people are saying it's been canceled because it's taken so long.
Right.
Like they've been talking about. I think we might have done something along these lines, months back whenever we're doing these episodes. So I don't know. I think it'd be a cool shoe to have release, and we're gonna see if it actually ends up like happening.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. I mean, if it does, it does, and then if not, I guess we'll just wait for Drake's new album, and then he'll drop
Another
another
album.
certified lover
We're
boy.
gonna have to change the name to
No, he'll
that.
just say like two. He'll
Yeah.
just put a two.
You can have
Well, I mean, I don't know, but yeah, but moving on. Speaking of Louis Vuitton, the Nike Off-White Louis Vuitton Air Forces beats auction estimates. So a few weeks ago, there was an auction from Sotheby's auction, and they were offering or auctioning off some pairs of the Off-White Louis Vuitton Air Forces with a starting bid at $2,000, which is also the retail price for these shoes. But some of the bids ran as high as $80,000, and in total, the auction house was estimated to bring in $1 to $3 million based off this auction. But now they are around $6 million in total with sales, and there's still a few days left within the auction. So with this news, Landon, do you think this collab will actually ever be released, or people are just gonna auction off their pairs like they did with Sotheby's?
That is crazy. So we did I guess I did an article maybe a week or two ago about what the estimated sales were going to be,
Yeah,
and this is
yeah,
no one was saying $80,000.
no,
No one was really saying that. So yeah, like you were saying, these things kind of just crushed what they were supposed to do.
yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
pretty soon for people. There's like 8 different colorways for them.
yep,
So I mean, I don't know how they're gonna end up doing that whole release setup itself, but I mean, just the number. I just can't imagine that much money, like just
I
that
know,
much
80
money
grand.
for shoes. And it's like super limited right now. It's only been one colorway that's like been technically released in that brown color, but I mean, gosh, just who would have thought?
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't know.
it's
I
so you wonder if they'll end up doing them all that way because you know there's just so much money to be made. You can really sell the shoe twice because you get another chance at it on the aftermarkets and stuff like that. So I don't know who's going to end up getting this release and how they're going to go about it because even the Dior release was super weird. Like you had to be
Yeah,
able to
Dior
go
was
and pick it
like,
up and like
yeah,
just different stuff like
some
that.
raffle when you had to be close to a Dior, and people were flying
Right.
around to Dior stores. Yeah, I
I think
mean,
our closest one was Miami. That's
yeah,
about
yeah, and I entered, and I was willing to drive that 5 hours just to go pick it up. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, right now, I think the Louis between the Dior and Louis Vuitton collabs, I think Louis Vuitton is already winning, and we haven't even seen these actually released, and I already think it's gonna beat the hype of the Dior Jordan ones
I don't know. It's not really a fair fight in my opinion, just because
because there's off white
there's what
involved.
it's Dior is just one. We're talking about one specific Jordan One Dior release. We're talking if you want to limit it down, but like all the different colorways that they're doing for this,
True. True.
it's just a little bit different. Like if you picked one, like because they did a Jordan One Dior low and a high, so you can make just pick a colorway: Air Force One low, Air Force One high, Louis Vuitton. Is it going to be just as good, or is it kind of look at all these really nice color schemes?
Right. I see that. I see where you're coming from. But moving on, speaking of luxury, what do we have next?
Stay in that field. So now our luxury sneaker collaborations just getting too expensive. So sneaker collaborations are a tale as old as time, but recently it seems that what was once a community of collectors and enthusiasts is turning into a luxury club for the 1%. Collaborations used to be an easy way to get the best of both worlds, combining Nike's affordable trainers with designs and cues from other industries' biggest players with a footproof recipe. And then it also allowed more people to become part of the community. But it's not just Nike. Other brands such as New Balance have spiked as well. Like they have a 574 collab retailing for $700, whenever the original 574 model itself is less than $100 for retail. So, I mean, anyone as poor as me is going to wish that these shoes were cheaper.
Oh, for
But
sure.
it's just it does kind of beg the question, like how high is too high for these, like, luxury collabs?
I mean, at this point, I feel like there is no number that's high. That's too high. I mean, the whole Gucci flip flops thing. I mean, those were flip flops, and people were going no matter what. It was a craze. People needed them. People wanted them. People wanted to be a part of the 1%. I don't. I really think that no matter what price it is, anyone is willing to become that 1% and own something that only 1% have. So, it's just the name of the game. Sneakers are becoming more and more accepted within just like not the sneaker culture, but they're kind of getting generalized where, everyone's going to be kind of involved with sneakers. Everyone's going to have unique sneakers. And so I think it's just kind of diversifying how people wear sneakers.
I think that part of this is, whenever you get a luxury collab, you have to automatically expect a higher retail price because
For
you're comparing
sure. Right.
premium materials most likely. That's kind of like the whole part of it. But like, you know, how much is too much? Like, like bring it to this, like, I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's like Mui New Balance. It's coming up soon, and that's the one I'm talking about. That's retailing for $700.
Mhm.
It's just a 574 model. Like, how much is, like, you're taking a Dior Jordan 1 and you're turning it into $1,000 for retail.
Right.
You're taking a Louis Vuitton Air Force that's $100 and you're turning it into $2,000 for retail. Like, just how much is too much? Because I think, like, no matter what the price, like you were saying, no matter what the price of the shoes are, it's going to sell out because there's still going to be a market for people
Right.
that can afford it. That's not really what the point of this was. It was more of like an article to draw more attention to, like, the point of view from like a younger sneakerhead or just like fans in general that were like, oh, I loved Virgil Abloh as an artist, or I love Travis Scott as an artist,
Mhm.
and I want to get his stuff. But yeah, so Travis Scott's maybe not as good of an example because they keep that stuff around the same retail price. But whenever you do combine it with the luxury brand, I mean, you're supposed to get the whole affordable and luxury at the same time. I think that's what the purpose of it is.
Well,
But it's too for a retail price for them.
I would have to disagree with you in the fact that I don't think, I mean, these are luxury brands. Like they're known to become like luxurious. So, with that in mind, like they have a certain set standards and when people pay for it, like it's more of a status symbol than anything. So, I don't think they even can go down. I think that would hurt them if they release like the Louis Vuitton shoes, the Louis Vuitton Air Forces, right? That's coming out. The retail is set at 2 grand. That's what we've been hearing. If they did it at retail at $100, um, a lot more people would be involved. I think that would be great. But honestly, I think that hurts Louis Vuitton's brand overall.
Is like, but let's change it a little different because $100 to $2,000, you see the
Right.
discrepancy
Right.
there. What's 250? What's 250 compared? Because isn't $100 compared to 250? That's like 150% of the retail tag.
Right.
You're like that. That's a huge increase theoretically.
Right.
Like you see some of these different, like, I'm trying to remember what it was. The one artist who like designed a blazer, a Air Force, and whatever. Who did like the custom stuff. They increased each shoe by like $15 for some
Hmm.
reason. So it went from like $100 to 115, and went from like 120 to 135. Just increase it a little bit because you can tell that more went into the shoe. How much are you putting into this shoe that makes it 2,000 compared to 500 compared to 200
I
compared to
mean,
250?
that's the power of the brand.
I know.
You know. I mean, they can make it $20,000. A shoe, and if it's worth it, someone in their right mind or wrong mind will buy it for 20 grand. Yeah, I don't
So
know. It's crazy. I
I
mean, the
was
luxury
always
market is just it's out there. I don't understand
yeah,
it.
convinced that it was created to like give people who have too much money a way to spend money. Why would I buy 500 pairs of shorts for $20 each whenever I can just buy 5 pairs of shorts for $200?
Now, I mean, I see a point. So
Because
I've
like I can't
I've
spend that
been di-
many fast.
I've been dipping my toe into like higher quality stuff, not luxury. But for instance, these shirts are Cuts clothing shirts, and these retail for $50 a shirt, and their joggers are $120. And this shirt these shirts, I did not pay $50 a shirt. I got them on Black Friday, and I had like a good discount code, so I got them for like $25. But these are the highest quality, the best shirts I've ever had, hands down, and it makes me want to pay $50. So now I don't know if that translates exactly for the luxury market, but if it's something in that reason, I understand it, and I completely understand it. But you got any last comments on the whole luxury
No,
market?
just thinking. I mean, just sometimes I think that
You
there's
get a little
so there's such
crazy. I think if it is too much, people will know because it won't sell out, and if that happens, then a lot of stuff gets hurt. But
yeah,
until then, it's always gonna sell out.
it's just such a
Yeah.
because you say almost someone's out there that can make something sell out. Someone's out there that can, like people. There's enough people out there that had that money. It's basically talking about the exclusivity of it.
Right.
Like if you want to even have a chance to get it, like I couldn't afford it at retail. Like
Right.
that type of mindset. Like
Right.
okay, resell. Like yeah, it's gonna sell out, which means it's gonna resell.
Right.
So I mean, can like is there? I don't want to get the Jordan. I personally wouldn't get the Jordan One Dior for retail because I'm not. I can't drop 2 grand on it.
Right.
Just can't. Like
Well,
not
right. I don't think
yeah,
you're the
like
target
not
audience though for it, That's the thing.
like down to I'm not a fan of Dior necessarily. I guess people who are fans of things like that probably
But
have more
here's the thing. Are you
relatively.
are you more a fan of the Jordan 1 or are you more of a fan of a Dior?
If you're
Because if
if you don't
you're
get to choose at that point, because if you're a big fan of a Jordan One model,
right, you
then
can
you
buy
must
any
be
Jordan 1.
say
Right.
love this.
Right.
This is crazy. This is too expensive.
Right. Well, hey,
You win
you
some, you lose
can't
some.
yeah, you can't get them all.
You win some. You lose some.
But moving on, Landon, what do we got next? Oh no, sorry, it's my turn.
Yes, you're gonna
Moving
go.
on, we're actually this is breaking news. This actually happened yesterday, but Nike is suing StockX for selling the Nike NFTs. So Nike has filed a lawsuit yesterday against StockX for selling Nike shoes as an NFT. So if you haven't heard, around I think it was last week or the week before, StockX revealed their Vault NFT program or their project, where basically StockX created a limited amount of NFTs that were also linked to an actual sneaker that they had offsite that was kind of stored in a climate controlled environment. So basically, you could either you could purchase a digital version of the sneaker. And last week, like I said, I was surprised. Nike approved. I thought Nike approved this whole StockX program, but it seemed like it didn't, and StockX basically just made a digital version of Nike's shoe. And it kind of turns out that Nike wasn't really much of a fan at all, and that's why we have this lawsuit. So I totally get where Nike is coming from, especially since they are making their whole NFT collab and they're about to dip their toe into the metaverse. And we actually kind of know that because the lawyer, when we were talking about this whole article, when I was reading up on it, the lawyer actually teased that Nike is coming out with their NFT project pretty soon. It said around later this month. So, Landon, what are your thoughts on this lawsuit? And overall, what are your thoughts on finally we're seeing what Nike's going to do with this NFTs?
Yeah, I sent this article to you the second I saw it because it was something that we had previously talked about on an episode. I was like, or I guess you were like, I don't know how this whole, but it's one of those things. You were saying that, and I was like, of course Nike knows, and of course they approved because how does it get this far? How does it get this
I
far
don't know,
without Nike
man.
to know? And then comes to find out, maybe they didn't know fully everything that was
No, I guess not.
I mean, StockX will not. They'll be the first to sell everything and the last to sell everything, but they're going to sell whatever they can on their platform.
That's heat though. That's not fun because it brings in the question. This is what it brings in the question for me, right? If StockX loses this this lawsuit, can you not? So it seems like hopefully you can only not create an NFT with Nike's trademark in it, but hopefully you can still trade it on StockX or like eBay or a marketplace. Hopefully Nike's not taking that to a route or approach where like you can't even sell something that you own because it has their trademark on it, even though you own that NFT.
We knew that it was going to get sticky
Yeah.
because it's such a newfound
Yeah.
standard.
Yep.
We knew that what it looks like now is going to be different probably next week, and then it'll change again next month, and then it'll change again starting off next year. I mean, this is going to be like a huge growing period right now for this kind of stuff. So, I mean, it is going to be interesting to see kind of where like what all is going to end up being allowed, what's fair play, what's foul play. I mean, like because like you said, I mean, there's a lot of and Nike's willing to turn this into something. It's not something that they're like, oh, hey, this was a misunderstanding. We're gonna like. It sounds like maybe StockX would potentially not have to agree with Nike's take on this to want to go to court about it. Or do you think that there was any behind the scenes stuff going on before this got to light? Because
Um,
don't you think you could step in and do that? Like, hey, look, you guys got to stop doing this. Get it taken down.
well,
Get
for
it taken care
sure,
of.
for sure.
But if that's not what happened, then you would take it public, right? I guess that's just my thought process. So I'm assuming that StockX is
Yeah,
like, hey, you didn't have this maybe in your contract. You didn't have anything about this. So what we did is actually okay.
yeah. I mean, technically, I mean, I don't know if Nike's trademark, because I know Nike recently added to their patents or trademarks for virtual products. Did it get approved
After,
before this whole StockX thing
did,
happened? I don't
and does
know.
that then make the stuff that they have like, hey, you got to get that taken care of, get rid of it?
No, because I think if you get, I don't know actually, if you create something before it's trademarked, I think
Right.
you're okay. I think you're in the green, but I think it's anything after that. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think it's very interesting. I know marketplaces or any other ones that's trying to make something that includes, a brand symbol are now kind of taking a step back and like, whoa, we should probably wait, maybe get their approval, some sort of partnership or something. I thought it was going to be written in their contract, like when an NFT sells, like
A certain percentage.
right, like Nike gets a royalty or
Yeah.
something, but apparently not. So this is
That's
it's
this is that StockX is like, does if there was no agreement formed, then a lot of
yeah.
times Nike would profit
Yeah.
off of this
I
thing.
right, I get it. I mean, if you're StockX, you're definitely in the wrong. I mean, if StockX somehow
Yeah,
wins this lawsuit, no, I think StockX is going to settle and they're going to pay a big amount of money. Definitely a lot of money for that, but I don't know.
we'll
So
see
we'll
what
see.
goes
We'll
on.
we'll definitely cover it for you guys here on this show if anything comes up. But Landon, what do we got next?
So now we've got some Michael Jordan game worn Air Jordan 1 broken foot game is going to sell for $422,000. So a pair of
Sheesh.
Michael Jordan's game worn Air Jordans from an unfortunate time in his career have a new owner, and the price tag to acquire them was steep. Player issued Air Jordan 1s are believed to have been worn by Jordan during a game against the Golden State Warriors on October 29th, 1985, and they recently sold for $422,130 through an auction-based Leland. So the date of that game is significant because it's whenever Jordan suffered that fractured bone in his left foot, causing him to miss 6 months of the action and derailing his sophomore season. So I guess that Leland obtained these sneakers from like a co-signer whose father was like gifted the game worn sneakers personally from Jordan at the time. So it's always interesting to kind of see what leads to someone being able to acquire these shoes. But what's really cool, how you know it's Jordan's shoe, is that he's got the famously mismatched size 13 left shoe, 13 and a half on his right. That's actually what size MJ wears. It's a size
For
that
real?
size difference. Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Really?
There are some people like that, but what do you think about this? About the amount of money and all this thing for this auction?
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, Michael Jordan's one of the greatest basketball players ever. I mean, it's such a unique shoe. It's one of the very first shoes he's ever worn. I mean, honestly, I think 400 grand for a pair of shoes that Jordan wore and won in. I mean, I think it's honestly a good deal because I mean, you know, hope when Michael Jordan passes away, when that happens, these things are gonna shoot up in price like crazy. They'll probably go for $1 million, easy million
Such a
dollars.
significant
Yeah,
like
that's history.
insane. Oh
Super
my gosh,
cool.
can you imagine being
I'd
able to
love
say
to
that?
see that shoe in hand.
It's so much money.
Yeah.
It's so much money. I just can't believe that. It's a collector's item. So it's one of those. It's
Right.
like we're stuck here talking about people who have the money to afford that. Whenever we're talking about luxury shoe brands, we're
Yeah.
talking about all that different types of stuff. So I mean, it's oh gosh, that's just. I was reading that. I was like, so much money with the 13 and the 13 and a half. Easy way to validate it. Unless you're just someone who thinks they can buy a size 13 and a size 13 and a half and get away with it
I don't
and say
know.
MJ
It'd
won.
be super interesting to see how they validated it. I always wanted to know that, but I mean, yeah, that's I never knew that about Jordan. That's
Yeah,
crazy. He's
it's
a
interesting.
13 and a 13 and a half.
13 on the left, 13
Wow.
and a half on the
How did
right.
he grow up, man? That must have been horrible. He had to buy two pairs of shoes every single time.
He probably just sucked it up until he got to the pros, and then they're like, "All right, we'll make this
Oh, I
shoe
can
for
breathe.
$400
Oh man,
We'll
that's
literally be
crazy.
custom making shoes for them.
Wow. But moving on, Nike's back in, and Nike, and it seems like almost every other article that we talk about Nike, it's either about NFTs or it's about suing people. And this article is about suing. So Nike is suing counterfeit sellers and they actually blame Amazon and eBay and other marketplaces for allowing fakes on their platform. So Nike is taking action against an unnamed group of counterfeit sneaker sellers, and they are saying it's more because of the marketplaces like Amazon and eBay that they aren't doing enough. So Nike filed a lawsuit last Monday, and Nike is calling out marketplaces like Amazon, eBay, AliExpress, Alibaba, and DHgate, which, for failing to properly vet their new sellers. So just in 2021 alone, Nike sued over 600 websites for saying that they are selling fake sneakers. For this, suit specifically, Nike is seeking statutory damages for $2 million for each and every use of their brand's trademarks. Landon, so what do you think about this war between Nike and fakes, and will it ever end?
Oh my gosh. No, man, it will never end because fakes have gotten way too good. These Dior fakes that we're looking at right here, are I would buy those.
I'll throw them up
I
right
would buy
now.
there's just too many people out there doing that stuff, and they've just gotten too good with it. I mean, it's a sad reality.
And
But
then
at the same
follow up, do you think it's a marketplace's fault? You think it's eBay's fault that they're selling fakes?
you have to understand. So we've seen plenty of stories, right? So I guess eBay, if you want to talk about marketplaces such as StockX, Goat, eBay, some of the top tier places to resell sneakers.
Right.
So if we're going to talk about StockX, who only does new sneakers, right? We'll talk about StockX first. Only does new sneakers, so you don't have to worry about used versus any of that. It's got to be brand new, unworn condition. So we've heard plenty of stories about fakes going through there all the time. Fakes get through. Oh, I
Mhm.
just sold a pair of real ones and a pair of fake ones, sent them both in, they both went through. People test it out. Sometimes they get sent back, sometimes they don't. So for a brand like StockX, I don't know what their authentication process is, how elite they are at it. I would imagine probably they're more experienced than most
Oh
places.
yeah, I'm
So
sure.
they easily could be letting fakes through to an extent. You would have to imagine, because I know that they're outsourcing through SneakerCon, or I guess they, kind of bought out SneakerCon, but they had to be they're they're newest of everyone doing it.
Mhm.
So if Nike thinks that some fakes are getting through, I don't know about allowing fakes, but like missing fakes,
Yeah.
like oh it's so close. I mean, how close can you really get it? Because
I don't
people out
know.
there that
Yeah.
study this stuff, I mean, if you know how to create a fake shoe and you can make it look good, there's a lot of money to be made
Right.
because it's not like it costs $100 to make these shoes.
Hmm.
It costs like 10, 15, $20, and then you sell it for all this. That's how you make money, obviously.
Right.
So it's like I don't know. I mean, I believe that it probably is getting through. I mean, we don't sell anything fake, so I can't really speak on it. But so I mean, we don't really get stuff sent back for that reason, so we don't have to deal with it. But I've never seen Nike. We have actually before. We've had eBay's even sent back a shoe before because they thought they were fake before. So
Yeah, that was
they're
that was
checking
that
things.
was a little strange.
Yeah, I mean that
Yeah.
was weird. So then
That
we
was
just
very early eBay
yeah, and ended up
authentication.
selling it on a different site anyways. But it was like they sent something back like, "Oh, these aren't real," and we like literally got those off the sneakers app. So I
Yeah.
mean, they are real. But to that point, I guess it makes you feel a little bit better that they aren't just like getting shoes
Right. It's
made
not
and
green
sending them.
lighting. Right.
Just like, oh, that's good, that's good. I mean, they were trying. They must have been trying really, really hard on that pair. If they're gonna sit there and be like, "Ah, I think these are fake," whenever they
Yeah.
were
Wasn't it like a
just not.
Jordan One
It
Low or
was not.
something?
It was like it was not a fake shoe.
Yeah.
I don't know how it happened, but it was definitely interesting. I just think that it's not going anywhere. So people are gonna have to get better, but at the same time, you get better at authenticating, while at the same time, these guys are getting better at creating closer
Yeah. It's a
products.
cat and mouse
It's gonna
game.
never end
Yeah.
again. It's gonna be
So
chasing your
you think the
tail.
war will never end?
Oh,
I think the war will end and that it will happen. And the only way it's gonna happen is if somehow Nike attaches
some
a
token.
for token for like metaverse or something like that. So that's where I think if that happens, then we're gonna see some crazy stuff happen. But I don't know. Who knows what's gonna happen? Right now, Nike's just busy suing people. So,
They are
moving,
definitely right.
yeah. But moving on, Landon, what do we got next?
All right, so now we've got UNC football reveals its 2022 Air Jordan 6 PE. So college athletic programs have the luxury of being sponsored by Jordan Brand. They'll often get treated to, every year to a special player edition sneaker inspired by their own respective institutions' colors. So this year, the University of North Carolina Tar Heels football program is being blessed with a fresh pair of Air Jordan 6 UNC PEs that is crafted with some special details. So the upper sections are brought to life.
But yeah. So I don't know. I'm just not really feeling this shoe at all. But you said you do. You're
So
feeling this one,
I think it's really cool. I think it looks really nice. You're going to have the Air Jordan 6 colorway, like the UNC colorway is dropping later this year.
right?
So that's the one that's getting released to the public. It's going to be in the white with the blue, and you got some more. It's definitely more white just all across this shoe. I don't know. There's no like this one is nice because it has a UNC patch on the heel. I think it even shows up on the tongue. You're not going to get any of that like specific North Carolina Target branding on the one that's releasing later. But for Jordan 6, I really do like it because I'm not a huge fan of the Jordan 6 model, but I think these came out really clean. I love the baby blue. So I just can't imagine what it'd be like being on like a D1 team like that you get all of this
Oh,
special
it's
stuff. Who knows what
crazy.
it's gonna get?
It's
Like
crazy.
you literally just get limited sneakers. You
Yeah.
feel like some walk on.
Yeah.
Like obviously being a walk on a D1 team is still no joke, but like just you
For
get
sure.
access to these shoes.
Yeah.
They have all these like things to where you can't resell them
Hmm.
because you gotta keep these specific shoes within the clubhouse. But I mean, that is just I just can't imagine being able to own these. And there's people on those teams that don't care about shoes at all.
Oh, for sure.
Could be friends with that person so bad.
Right.
So please give me your shoes. I will not sell them. I will wear them. I will keep them, and I will love them.
I would love them.
That would be so
It's a
nice.
pretty cool. I like what Nike does with that. I think that's pretty cool. But I don't know. I think I've seen previous Jordan collabs doing way better. I think the who's the other one? Florida has Jordan 6 looks way better than the
You
UNC's.
think?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think theirs was a lot nicer than that
Everyone's gonna
one.
like their certain color scheme and stuff
True.
like that. It's just gonna be about you for them, pick it for them.
Yeah, but moving on, Gucci out of nowhere is releasing their performance running shoe. So Gucci has already been super busy in 2022 with collabs with North Face, and then also they're coming out with their NFT collab with Super Plastic. And now the Italian fashion house has revealed new Gucci Run sneakers. So this running shoe will arrive in 5 different colorways and obviously featuring Gucci and all the famous Gucci G's all over the shoe. Now this sneaker is available to buy if you are interested right now for only $870. So Landon, what are your thoughts on this shoe? I'm gonna cycle through the photos right now on screen so you can see them.
That is a lot of money for a performance shoe.
Would you run in them?
I would sleep in them. I'm paying $870 for a
They're not
performance
coming off your foot.
shoe. I don't think
you'd
so.
be
That goes
you'd
off
be
the foot.
showering with them.
That's a shoe. They're technically shoe just for like cushioning and stuff like that. Because whenever it comes to fashion, like what separates the look for these from any other just kind of basic shoe? So I mean I feel like in order since you're making a performance shoe, right?
Right.
That's what this is. It's tough to combine performance and like a luxury look.
Right.
So then do you take your luxury price and you put that into the performance part of it? because like we can't make it look all super high quality, high class type stuff because it's a performance shoe.
Right.
So then do you just put all that money that you're charging people and you're like, oh, we're just gonna make it a really nice shoe then, right? I'd imagine that's what you have to do.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
such a
know. I mean, I hopefully that it's somewhere in the middle where it's actually a pretty decent running shoe as well, and you can say you're wearing Gucci shoes and but I don't know, man. I mean, it's once again,
it's just proof that no one stays in their lane.
right, luxury, especially luxury, man. These luxury brands are just coming left and right, and they're just going after sneakerheads, and we're just confused because we only got like $20 in our pockets, and we can barely afford Air Force Ones now. Now we're hitting over here with $870 shoes. It's crazy. Actually, speaking of though, I did see someone yesterday walk in with Louis Vuitton Vans on, and that blew my mind. And he
Louis
came
Vuitton
in,
Vans.
he came in. Guess what he bought? He bought a Coke and some soda, and he paid with an American Express black card. And I was shocked. And he rolled up in a Bentley.
Bentley.
Yeah, I was like, "Who
Bentley does it.
are you?"
That's
But I don't know. So maybe I should have talked to him more about this whole luxury thing. Maybe he could explain it. But I don't know. It's just
I'm telling you, I'm sticking to my theory. You have so much money that you have to create a brand to where you can pay $500 t-shirt, $500 for a
because you're just
t-shirt
making too
because
much.
you're making too much money. Like you don't need to buy a bunch of these other t-shirts that look the exact same that you would also like. You need to buy a $500 t-shirt, and what comes with it is saying I have a $500 t-shirt, so people know. They're like, oh man, that is a really nice shirt.
Yeah, it's five hundred
Yeah,
dollars.
it's $500 shirt because although I could be wearing all these other shirts that I like just as much, but gosh, I'd have every single color of them 13 times.
Yeah, I
So
don't know.
I don't know.
It's
They might be into
crazy.
something.
Maybe that might be the hypothesis. We'll have to see. But moving on, Landon, what do we have left for the last segment?
So bringing it home, it's time to end this episode with the segment Copper Drop, where Chase and I will look at some of the scheduled upcoming releases and give our opinions on the design. So finally starting to see some releases begin to hit the calendar. So I'm going to start you off with a little 2-for-1 special here.
All right.
So I think if you made these white, if you made them white, perfect. Like the white
Like straight
midsole.
white?
Like no,
Oh, just
just
white
that
midsole.
pink. Because I love the blush pink or whatever that is on the upper. I like you. I think the Jordan 5 low is better than the high or just the original.
Mm-hmm.
But I also like the Jordan 6 low better than the original high. I think that those two shoes actually look pretty solid just as far as like low top shoe designs. So, I mean, I'd probably drop them just because of the hot pink, but the rest of the idea behind it and the color scheme is still pretty solid. But now we got releasing next Saturday. are going to come out really nice.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait. I think they're releasing what next weekend, right?
Next Saturday.
Next
so,
Saturday.
should
Yeah.
be good.
So right. Well, hopefully we get them in hand. I'd love to unbox them
Oh,
and everything and see them in hand. But
this is going to be the last one for you. So I think these ones are supposed to. I'm really like into the new Balance model.
right, like the
Not the
550s and the
993s, the stuff like that. Like the 327s, the 237s, the 550s are okay.
I think they're growing on people a lot because
Some colorways look better than others.
for sure.
I mean, that's the same way with the same way with like the 990s and like these 993s. Some colorways have looked okay. There's like an Easter color scheme coming out for the V2 990s, I think, soon that I almost did instead of these, but I think the release date's kind of up in the air, so I'm just kind of holding off on those for right now. But I mean, I think it'll be an okay shoe. Is the best I can give it.
Okay.
It's still gonna be a drop for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Nah, it's not feeling it enough.
Wow.
It's not too.
It's a cop for me. But
all right, well, that's gonna wrap up this episode for Laced Up. Thank you guys for taking some time to watch. But until next time, peace.
all right. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. If you guys are still on, we'll take a little bit of question and answers or just talk if you want to ask any questions or anything. We'll stay on for like probably another 5 minutes or so, and then we gotta get ready. Any other questions, thoughts on anything? Lenny, you got the chats up. Anything? We do. We're going for the. It's exclusive on sneakers. There's nowhere else dropping them.
Really?
Yep. Yep.
Sneakers double now.
And it's a 2-minute draw, everyone. So if you're going for the Jordan 6s, it's a 2-minute draw. So you only have 2 minutes to enter. And
Happy Fridays.
oh, she said on TikTok. Yeah, she's all pumped. She's getting her hair done.
I'm getting my
Bro,
hair done.
I don't understand girls getting hair done at all. Savannah's getting a balayage. No, it is a word. Basically, all it is she's putting a gradient in her hair. So it's like a fade, kind of. So like fades into a different color. No, not that kind of fade. Not a hair fade. Can you imagine Savannah with a fade?
No, it's not.
Woo!
That's frightening.
That would be
That
not
is
fun. Still love you, babe, but maybe with a
Just-
hat.
just, do it and then we'll see. I think that his.
But anyways, so she was telling me, she's like, "Oh, it's a great deal. It's only $330." I go, "What?"
That's like a month's rent.
I was like, $330. I was like,
Get groceries for half
I
a
was
year.
I was like, girls, man, that's crazy, and you're just so happy to spend it. I mean,
She said 230.
oh, 230, 230. Sorry, $230. Can you imagine spending $230?
Sick to my stomach. I gotta pay $25.
It's crazy, Savannah, man. It's. I hope it comes out. I'm sure it will. I mean, she seems pumped, but I had to tell you that. I was like, wow, like, she was like, "Oh, it's a great deal, $230." She told me that last night. I just stood there and I was just like,
We're both getting a fade today. So
wow. I was like, wow.
Sam's like, you get your haircut today.
Really? I thought she liked your long hair.
She does, but I cut and I just still haven't. So then she's like, just go get your haircut.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I want to get it done. I just haven't had to do it. And now I can't go to the gym, so I may as well just go sit there and get my hair cut.
Yeah.
I only like to spend a certain amount of time outside the house per day. So my gym's normally an hour of that outside my house time. I'm just gonna sub in the haircut. All this free time with my.
You should just go to the gym anyways. Just sit,
I can't.
walk,
I literally can't. I want to so bad.
do a little walk on the treadmill, stretch. You should stretch. Are you stretching?
Not previously.
No, you better be stretching. You tweak your back like that. Getting old, man.
Dude, it's
You got to start stretching. Does anyone else stretch before they play the basketball?
I mean,
And what do you do?
certain people
You
did.
sip on your drink?
No, so this is what I did. It's actually hilarious. So you know Dallin, right?
Yeah.
So whenever we were in high school, we were always stretching partners. Dallin has to stretch forever. Like he has to stretch so much before basketball, before track, before all of his stuff. So I would be his stretching partner. And when you stretch, like our coach would have us like stretch, do partner stretching,
Right.
and then you switch.
Right.
I just stretch him the whole time. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
That's what we do in high school. I'd stretch him the whole time, and he'd be my partner. I'd stretch him the whole time, and I wouldn't stretch.
Man.
We'd go to switch, and I'd just keep stretching him.
It's too funny. But all right.
Game and I'm normally editing a video. I'm either editing a video.
That's true. That's funny. But
I'm a hermit crab.
I'm a hermit crab. But I think that's going to wrap it up for this stream. Thank you guys for anyone that came on and stayed with us as we talked and rambled on for a while. But I think that's going to have to do it. We got to get ready for another drop, a sneaker release. If you're going for it, good luck. And if not, saving your money. Yes, we will. 8:30, hopefully.